Hey guys, Miller Time Productions here again with a new video starting a new series. And the series is called Dan Draws. So in this series, I draw something. Pretty self-explanatory, right? Anyway, today I'm drawing Kung Fu Panda, the movie. The first one, as I remember it. Alright, so first we start off with the main character, Po, right? Here's Po, you know, he's a panda. He's going into the battle with the Furious Five. You got Crane, you know? You got Crane with his wings. There's Crane. You got Mantis, the praying mantis. His eyes. Alright, you got Mantis. You got Monkey, the monkey. There's his little tail. Monkey. And then you got Tigress, the cat, or the tiger, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Tigress. And then all of this turns out to be a dream, right? Because, alright, his name's Po. Main character's name is Po. Because Po was sleeping. Right? Po's sleeping. And then his dad comes in, who's a goose. Right? His goose dad comes in. He's like, wake up. Wake up, Po. Time to make noodles, because they live in a noodle shop. And they make noodles, and they serve the noodles. So, Po wakes up from his awesome dream of being a kung fu master and fighting with the Furious Five. And now he's delivering, or not delivering, you know, he's serving out some cups of noodles, because that's what they sell. They sell noodles. Only noodles. It's kind of crazy how they stay in business when they only sell noodles. But anyway, Po is sad because he wants to be a kung fu master, but he's stuck in a noodle shop delivering noodles. So that makes him sad. And it's really tight, and Po's really fat. So it's hard to deliver noodles. And then he knocks over some people. He bumps into them and they're like, "Watch it, Po." They're like, "Watch it, fatty." But then he sees a poster get put up in the corner of the restaurant. And it's for the Dragon Warrior ceremony. And Po sees this. And he's no longer sad. And he's like, "Everyone, go see it. Go," you know? It's like, everyone go see it. And then he's like, "Yes, I can't wait to see who the new Dragon Warrior is gonna be." And then Po's about to leave, but then his dad is like, "Po, don't forget the noodle cart." So Po's gotta bring this huge noodle cart, and it's really big. There, noodles. Noodle. It's got some wheels. And this really sucks, because there's a lot of stairs to get to the Jade Palace. That's the kung fu place. Stairs. And, you know, there's a lot. And then it's all the way at the top. So, yeah, that really sucks for Po, because there's a lot of stairs till he gets to the top. Anyway, Po makes it to the top. But, guess what? Yeah, I know. This hurts. He's too late. He is too late. And he's like, "Hey, yo, guys, let me in. Let me in, I got noodles. Guys, come on, let me in. Let me in, guys. Guys, come on, it's not funny, let me in. But they don't let him in because the celebration started and Poe's like, no, I have to see who the Dragon Warrior's gonna be. I gotta see all that cool kung fu stuff. And then he tries to use it. Whoops, that's the wrong way. He tries fireworks to get over the wall. I don't know how this works or why he picked this, but he does. And he uses fireworks, you know. I don't know. Fireworks. There's the fuse, lights the fuse. And then, bam! He shoots right over the wall. And he gets in. But when he lands, he's like, ow, that really hurt. Because, you know, he went so far up in the air. And he's like, what? I don't get it. Because there's this giant turtle guy pointing at him. He's like, why are you pointing at me? And this is Master Oogway, who's a turtle. And then it turns out Poe's the Dragon Warrior. And he's like, what? I'm the Dragon Warrior? And everyone's like, yay, yay, Dragon Warrior, yay. Celebrations. But, oh, I almost forgot about this. But then Master Shifu, he is not happy. He is angry. This is his giant mustache. He's like, he's talking to the turtle guy, and he's like, you can't, Tigress was supposed to be the Dragon Warrior. Tigress was supposed to be the Dragon Warrior, turtle guy. And then turtle guy's like, there are no accidents. There are no accidents. Alright. So now, Shifu is determined to kick Poe out of the dojo. So there can be a new Dragon Warrior, which would be Tigress. So they start with some training. You know, they go to the training area, and you got fires. That's a fire. You got tires. Nope, I'm drawing another fire. You got tires, monkey on the tires, and then you got these cool wooden alligators that are like, they got spiky things on them, and they're like pointy, like ching, shing, and the tail's also like shing, shing. Alligator. Alright, so Poe is like, oh geez, guys, oh god. He's like, gulp. You know? He's like, guys, I can't do any of that. So he's like, could I punch this dummy? And he's like, what? And Master Shifu is standing there. And he's like, Poe, we train children with those and to prop the door open when it's hot out. But then Poe's like, whatever, watch me punch it. So he punches it as hard as he can. And it comes back and knocks him on the face. And he's like, ow, that really hurt. And then Master Shifu says, there is now a level 0. I'm not going to write it out, but you know, he says that. Alright. So, after that, we learn about the villain of this movie, which is Tai Lung. Oh no, Tai Lung. He's super muscular. He breaks out of Shogun prison or something like that. I think that's what it was called. I don't know. But he breaks out of the prison, and then he used to be Shifu's adopted son / apprentice. And Master Oogway was like, Shifu, send a bird, alright? Just to make sure that, Tai Lung doesn't escape or something like that. No. I don't know. He says something. Anyway, Shifu sends a bird, and the bird ultimately, is the reason why Tai Lung escapes from prison. Here's the wings. It's like, go to the prison. So Tai Lung escapes from the prison, and he's like to the bird. He's like, "Bruh, I'm coming home. Coming home." And then the bird's like, oh, jeez, oh God, oh jeez, oh boy, this is bad. This is very bad. So he flies back home, and then Tai Lung is also coming home. And then Master Oogway dies. Guys, I have bad news. He was talking to Master Shifu, and he's like, bro, it's time. And Shifu's like, no, don't. And he's like, here, have my staff. And then Shifu's like, don't do it. And he's like, too late. Oh yeah, and they're by a peach tree when he does this. By a peach tree. Ooh, wait, but before that, I forgot to mention it. Po is scared because he finds out that Tai Lung's coming, so he's scared. So he goes to the peach tree, and he's eating a lot of peaches. He's putting them in his mouth like hum, hum. And then Master Oogway shows up. Whoops, that's not Master Oogway. Master Oogway shows up. He's like, what are you doing, bud? He's like, I don't know, I'm not eating because I'm nervous. And he's like, yeah, you are. So he talks about stuff. You know, he talks about some physiological, whatever, proverbs and stuff like that. He talks about the past, the present, and the future. Oh yeah, and there's really one funny scene at the end of that when Po stuffs his mouth with a lot of peaches, and then all the peaches are coming out of his mouth, and he's just kind of standing there like, whoa. He's got like all these peaches in his mouth, and he's like, whoa. And then they all fall out of his mouth, and it's really funny. So, Master Shifu is struggling, and he's worried, because he has to train Po to defeat Tai Lung, but he doesn't know how. And just as he's debating this, he sees Po doing a perfect split to get some cookies, because he's stressed out, and he's stress eating, you know? So, then Master Shifu's like, Eureka! I know how to train you. And Po's like, how? And I don't remember Master Shifu says food. I doubt he says it, but that's what he was thinking. He's thinking, I gotta train him with food. So, they go into a training montage where, you know, Po is doing some push-ups, you know, over burning hot fire. And then there's a bowl of soup in front of him. He's trying to eat the soup, but he doesn't want to touch the fire with his belly because it's a fire and it's really hot. And then during another training montage, Po is doing I don't know what they're called, sit-ups or something on a tree branch, and he's like, ugh, trying to get, you know, food again. And Master Shifu's there, and he's like, look, Po, I have the food. just finish those and then you can have him. And he's about to get him, and then whack, he falls and he's too fat. So the tree branch breaks, and Shifu's like, darn, he was so close to getting this food. Anyway, Po finishes his training, and Shifu's like, yes, he's trained. So he's like, all right, Po, you can eat now. Here, have some food. And then Po's like, yes, I'm starving. But then Shifu's like, haha, it was a trick. And every time Po goes to eat food, Shifu will eat the food out of his mouth before he puts it in his mouth, if that makes sense. Like he's about to put it in his mouth, then Shifu quickly snatches it. So they're down to the last dumpling, and Po and Shifu are fighting for it, and Po's gotta like hacky sack the dumpling while fighting Shifu. Here's the dumpling, he's hacky sacking it, and Shifu's fighting him. And then ultimately, Po is victorious, and Po's about to eat it. But then he's like, hey, guess what? Shifu's like, what? And he's like, I'm not hungry. And then Shifu's like, yes, good. Very good. He's not hungry. He's like, I'm trained now, Shifu. I don't need to stress eat anymore. So then they go back to the Jade Palace, and Shifu evacuates the valley. And he's like, everybody, get out of here. And all the townspeople, including Po, leaves. And the Furious Five leave. Everyone leaves except for Shifu. He's like, Po, take the dragon scroll far away so that Tai Lung can never have it. He's like, no, Shifu, he might kill you. No, Shifu. And he's like, I must defend. I don't know, something. But anyway, Shifu is there in front of the Jade Palace, and Tai Lung is also there, and he's like, I'm home. And then Shifu's like, this is no longer your home. And then he's like, let's fight, fool. So they fight, and Shifu is no match for Tai Lung, and Tai Lung beats him, and Shifu is like, whoops. And Shifu is like, bleh. He's like, bleh. He's like, I'm dead. And then Po comes back, and he's like, yoo-hoo. Haha. You want the dragon scroll, buddy? Come and get it. And he has like that kung fu thing where you go like, whoo, whoo. He does that, and he's got the dragon scroll in the other hand. And then Po and Tai Lung fight. And then Po launches Tai Lung into the air with his huge belly, and he's like, boom, and it jiggles. And then Tai Lung, he launches him up in the air, and Tai Lung's like, oh my god, ah. He's like, ah, my muscles. Not really, but, you know, he's like, oh my gosh, this is terrifying. He's like, ah, you know, because he's so high up in the air. And then he smashes down into the floor. And then he's in a lot of pain. And he's like, you can't defeat me. You're just a big, fat panda. But then Po is mad. And Tai Lung is on his last legs. He's about to get demolished. So basically, Po grabs Tai Lung's pinky, and he knows exactly what to do. He puts him in the whooshy finger hold, and he's like, "You're bluffing. You don't know that, he didn't teach you that." And then he's like, "You're right, he didn't." So then Tai Lung's like, "Yes." And he's like, I figured it out. And then Po flexes his pinky and uses the whooshy I feel like it's spelled like, I don't know, Wuxi finger hold. And then Tai Lung dies. He's dead. And then Po's like, oh shoot. Excuse me. I have to check back on Master Shifu. And he's like, no, Master Shifu. No. And then he's like, shut up, Po. I'm not dead, you idiot. He's like, shut up. I'm not dead. I'm just resting. And then Po's like, oh, cool. You want to get a sandwich? He's like, let's get sandwiches. Let's get sandwich. And then Master Shifu's like, okay. And then they go get sandwiches. And that's the end. Yeah, that's the whole Kung Fu Panda movie. So if you liked what you saw, guys, leave a comment down below, like, subscribe. Maybe I'll do another one of these. Bye.